Hey everyone! If you guys check out my story right now, I have this little clip of Trevor Noah and Oprah talking about what she's noticed from talking to a whole bunch of entrepreneurs. And as you guys know, I just finished my 5th season of Entrepreneurish, and I've talked to a lot of entrepreneurs too. And I've come to the same conclusion that Oprah did, is that you will only be a successful entrepreneur when you know what you want. And the problem is, a lot of us never ever ask ourselves, what do I really want? And also, people never really come up with an answer to that question. And it's because they're not clear in their head. So the only way to answer the question, what do I really, really want? Hi, thanks for joining. Is to talk to yourself. Look at your life, and anywhere you feel any type of anxiety, really focus on that. So for me, I used to work for Twitter. Everybody was so proud of me for working for Twitter. So excited. Every time I told somebody I worked for Twitter, they were like, oh my God, how do you work for Twitter? Like, it was a big deal. However, I was miserable. Like, on the inside, every single time I had to freaking turn on that computer, every single time I had to open that laptop, I hated every moment. The job wasn't hard. I was actually really good at it. I just didn't like it. Something about it, I hated it. Couldn't stand it. I would sit in the office all day. I would be on my phone in the bathroom for an hour. I'd have 2-hour lunches because fuck all of that. I'd probably really only start working from like 10 and then try to be done by 2. I was half-assing all of my meetings. Like, it just wasn't something like that. So if that's where you are right now, it's time to look at your job. What about your job makes you not excited? What about your job makes you feel like, I don't want to be here? Because that is going to get you where you need to go. So what I didn't like about my job was that I felt like I had no passion for it. I had picked being in operations because it paid me money. There's literally no other reason. There was no other reason. I kept wanting to be a Black woman in the tech world because I knew that's how you made 6 figures. And that's what I went after. I literally went after 6 figures. I did not go after happy. I didn't go after none of that. I just literally said, get a job that makes 6 figures, period. So that's all my brain worked on. And so I got a job and made 6 figures. Depressed. Depressed is not even a word. Like, it's very hard to explain to people how can you possibly be depressed and living here with a really good job. Like, everybody's looking at you like, what's she got to be depressed about? I didn't like it. I hated what I did. So in order for me to figure out what do I really, really want, I literally took 2 weeks off, used all my vacation time. I think I used FMLA. I did. So, my friend passed away, so I used bereavement time. I love Twitter because they had all of these times where I could be off. Like, literally, once I hit a year there, I literally had something like 4 months of, hey, Lou. I had like 4 months of vacation time, so I would just use it all the time. I was always out of the office. Like, I was always out of the office. They used to hate me. I used every little bit of time. But while I was out on bereavement, I sat there and I just really kind of cleared my head. And I really, really tried to figure out what it was that I wanted to do. And it just kept coming back to podcasting. Like, it just kept coming back to podcasting. And it was, I would podcast on my free time. Like, I would go try to find somebody to talk to in my free time. Like, I would talk to entrepreneurs in my free time. I would watch other podcasts in my free time. Like, this is what I did in my free time. And what I realized was that my passion was not in operations. My passion was not in looking at people's data and all kinds of stuff like that. My passion was 100% in podcasting. So I'm on bereavement chilling and I get laid off. Oh my God. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, shit, what are you going to do for money? Like, what are you going to do for money? Like, you have an expensive place to pay for. You have bills. You have all these things that you got with your 6-figure nice Twitter job. You know what I'm saying? So what are you going to do now? And everybody kept asking me that question because the Twitter layoffs were so public that everybody called, every cousin, every person who ever knew I ever worked at Twitter was like, what are you going to do? And I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. I have zero clue. I have zero clue as to what I wanted to do. So I literally meditated for 3 days straight. 3 days straight. It's something weird to even give yourself that time. A lot of people never give themselves that time, but I'm going to challenge you to give yourself 90 minutes of straight meditation. And by meditation, I mean just literally ask yourself, what do I really want for 90 minutes? Your brain will have to go through all of the things that your parents want for you. Your brain's going to have to go through all of the things that your kids might want for you. Your brain's going to have to go through all the things that society wants for you. Your brain's going to have to go through. Okay, I hope I'm still alive. But yeah, so your brain's going to have to go through a lot of different prerequisites. It's going to have to go through all the things that you pre-programmed it to believe that you wanted. So for me, I had to go through my mom was in tech. That's the only way I knew how to make money, because she made money because she was in tech. So for me, I was like, I gotta do tech. I actually really didn't fucking have to do tech. Like, I didn't have to. I really could have done whatever career path that I wanted. But to me, it was like, this is the only way to make my money. So this is where I'm gonna go. So I had to get rid of that thought. I had to get rid of the thought that entertainers are all broke unless you make it. That's not true. I also had to get rid of the thought of who's going to watch me. I also had to get rid of the thought of I don't have the cameras. I don't have the microphone. I don't have the studio. I don't have this. I don't have that. I had to get rid of all of those things, all of the expectations and things, and really say, this is really what I want. The day I decided that this is what I really want, and what I'm going to really say is, y'all need to go watch my Vlogmas. Like, my Vlogmas was a hot ass mess. It was a hot ass mess, but that was me deciding that this podcasting was really what I was going to do. I was trying to Instacart. I was trying to do everything to try to get my money up, and I was like confused and all kinds of stuff. And then one day I really just said, fuck it, I'm not going back to corporate America. And the day I did that is the day that everything took off. My entire life took off the day I finally decided to trust myself. The day I finally decided to do exactly what I really wanted to do. That was when my life changed. All of a sudden I started going to the bakery. That's when I met Mo, and I met like a lot of different people. Oh, hi, Miri. I met like a lot of people there, and they all supported me instantly. All loved my idea instantly. Really wanted to. Oh, thank you, boo. They all wanted to support me. They were like, I'll be on your show. I'll be on your show. I'll be on your show. Literally went from, I have no idea how I'm going to do this, what my show's going to look like, what is it about, to literally going 25 episodes. Like, literally having another producer show up and be like, hey, I want you to do a show for my network. Having a third producer come and say, I want you to do a show for my network. All because I decided to clear my head, and I decided to trust me, and I decided to go after what I really wanted by just taking time to ask myself that question. So I'm going to challenge everybody to ask yourself, what do I really want to do? And if you're not doing the answer to that question, stop what you're doing and go figure out why. Figure out if you are scared you won't make money from it. Figure out if you're scared you don't have the connections. Figure out if you have everything. Yes, ma'am. Just dive in. You have to dive in. And that is probably the scariest part, and why a lot of people don't even make it that far, is because it's the dive. The dive is scary. It's dark in here. I literally never know what's going to happen next, but I had to start saying that is the best part about the job. It's the best part about everything. I never know who's going to support me next, and that's the blessing. That is the blessing. We have to look at it from a different perspective. Anything that you hate, you need to say that you love. That's the other thing that I'm going to ask you guys to do. Is once you say, like, 100%. It's always worth it. The dive is always worth it. Some days I wonder if I made the right decision. And as soon as I ask myself that, somebody will text me and be like, I'm really proud of you. Or they'll be like, hey, I was wondering if you want to partner on this thing. I just saw your live. Or, hey, I haven't seen you in a minute. I've been thinking about you. How's everything going with your podcast? Like, it's things like that made me go, oh my God, okay, I have to do this. I have to do this. So thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. I think I'm going to post this one. This one was pretty cool. Thank you guys for joining. And again, ask yourself, what do you really want to do? Let's get clear on that. Let's talk to people about it. Let's come up with like full-blown ideas, and we can do that together. If you are a creative in Atlanta, please DM me because I have studio times available for you guys. I have studio times. I can't even believe I'm saying that. But y'all, I partnered with 2 really super dope videographers, and they are only looking for people to film. They're looking for people to help showcase their works, and I know them and they want to help me. So, and I want to help you guys. So if you guys are thinking about doing a podcast, you want to do a TV show, you like, I want to get on this Tubi wave. Like, I have the plug. DM me. We will talk. It's affordable. It's not thousands and thousands of dollars either. It is something that you can actually afford. Check out my recent post to see what our packages are, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Thanks for joining.